しく繰り返す吐息今夜も深い眠りへと落ちてく街の日そっと笑う駅までの満天の星がただひとたび涙ぐんで見えた両手を伸ばす真っ白な道レールがつなぐ場所へ二人走って行けば変わらない無垢な笑顔を導き出して遠い夏の日答えをくれた瞳どうして溢れ出す声夢見てた輝き未来を指さす
立派なものだな。
Alright. That's not what I meant to do. Put this shit back down. We don't want it overpowering the characters' voices, would we? Okay. Now that we've listened to all three, I think I'm just gonna say that I don't think they're gonna have intros for the side characters, alright? It's hard to rank. I think if I'm going to rank them, Hachidoku's was the best. Paulette's was second, and Hibiki's is third. Look, I was flipping between Hibiki and Paulette's intros while it was playing through, because I'll admit it, right? Before starting stream, I've had Hibiki's intro stuck in my head. But I think Paulette's beats it slightly. They're all good, right? They're all great songs. I'm just thinking, if we're gonna put it on a list, on a tier list, right? If Hachidoku's is S tier, Paulette's would be like A+, and Hibiki's would be like A. I don't know. I'll need to listen to them some more to have a final verdict on it, but that's beside the point. It's early morning, and it's just me and Con in the stone storage. Including things, it's Con, me, and 8620. I'm purely basing it off of the songs and not including, like, the visuals, right? Like, there were some parts that I'm like, damn. But, you know, that's from CGs, from fucking... those are CGs from other characters' routes, right? Like, holy tits, Makoto. Never mind it.
蒸気機関車か。
Once I get up to the driver's stand, I can only see a small part of it. I was never able to view it in such detail from the outside.
鉄だな。鉄の塊だ。
Thinking about it causes nausea and chills to climb up my legs. The black iron pounds my eardrums. The dark black iron pounds my eardrums. The twisting sounds remind me of the taste of blood and death.
だか。
Even if the taste spreads in my mouth, I can continue moving my tongue.
8620。それでもお前は美しくもある。
You're large and rustic, yet the finer details are polished and delicate. You're complete, yet you're filled with solitude. The color of one left behind.
お前で観光振興か。なんだ、コン。
Oops.
なんだ、コン。ああ。
A silhouette in the entrance of the stone storage. She comes walking to me with a conservative pacing.
ポーレットか。おはよう。
おはようございます、相鉄くん。どうしたんですか？こんなに早く。
She stops herself, her blue eyes taking the surroundings.
一人ですか？
いいや、一人と一匹だ。
ごめんね、コンのこと気がつかなかったわけじゃなくって。
When Paulette reaches out to it, it rolls onto its back, begging to have its belly rubbed. I think it's rather rare to see a fox this tame.
86ちゃんも一緒かなって、ちょっと思っちゃっただけで。
僕とて、たまには一人になりたい時間もあるさ。
I wanted to get a good look at 8620 up close. I wanted to face it by myself and figure out what to do from now on.
あ、それじゃあ私、お邪魔。
いや、そうではない。もしそうであれば、コンを連れても来てはいないさ。
I realized I contradicted myself. When I heard her confused voice, that realization turns into an understanding. The reason why I brought Con in here was because I must be afraid of being completely alone. I'm so pathetic. I chose something where I could show my pitiful self. Once I realized my fear, the tension seems to loosen, the tension vanishes, and in comes a sigh of relief.
8620を一度じっくり、一人で見ておきたかっただけだ。ポーレットが来る前に、その目的は達成できていた。
それって。
Her worried look turns into a bright expression. She'd refused to move from her spot, but now she's walking over to me.
ひょっとして観光振興のためにですか？
I realized that it was part of it. Using the municipal government as my lever will create a large-scale tourist attraction. If it weren't for me thinking seriously about Paulette's suggestion, I would never bring myself to look at 8620.
確かに、観光振興のことを考えてでもあったな。それが全てでもなかったが。
ちょっとでも考えてくれたなら嬉しいです。
Another step. This time, Paulette closes in on the distance with lighter steps.
ポーレットの提案を受けて、僕は考えたのだ。
何をですか？
負担についてだ。僕らはそれぞれ、やるべきことだけを果たしていれば、それで済むが。
The whole idea about an amateur like me being a policy secretary is unheard of. I mean, he doesn't know, but he was a secretary in Hibiki's route. He became one. I can't help but wonder about it, so it makes me think and realize.
ポーレットは違う。僕らの誰もやらないことのすべてを自分の義務にプラスして一人黙々と処理している。ただでさえ市長と社長だ。負担があまりに重すぎる。現状のままではいずれ 潰れてしまいかねん。
When I organize my realizations by saying them out loud, I understand them further.
ポーレットには助けとなる手が必要なんだ。
I honestly don't think I've fit as the policy secretary. But at the same time, I don't want to see Paulette falling apart from all the weight on her shoulders.
僕の手でもしも構わなければ。
A determined voice interrupts me. Another step. Paulette comes closer to me again. Was she that backed into a corner? Why didn't she just seek help in a more direct fashion earlier? It must be due to her personality. Though if that's the case, that feels a little dangerous.
僕でよければこの手を貸そう。今の手よりはいくらか役に立つはずだ。
Hand rubs itself on my leg as if it thought I were calling to it. But Paulette isn't looking at Con. She's staring straight into my eyes.
ありがとうございます。お願いします。私、そうてつくんがいいんです。
Well, yeah, she doesn't want to fuck Con. She wants to fuck Sotetsu.
そうか。ならばそうしよう。
I mean, I thought she'd take another step forward, but Paulette stays where she is. An overwhelming stare and a distance of 2.5 paces. This is proof of how Paulette's terrible. This is proof of how Paulette's terrible at depending on others. I mean, look, you didn't need Paulette's route to tell me this, alright? But I get it. Look, if you choose Paulette first, I guess you could think that. But you could see it in the comment route that she had problems with the...
それで具体的な観光振興についてなのだが。
Maybe I'm capping. It's been a while. If that's the case, there's no need for me to close in on the distance. Keeping a distance Paulette is most comfortable with is most appropriate in supporting her sanity. Still, I can't get used to it. Looking back, Hachiroku and Hibiki have zero distance in their personal space.
そうてつくん？
ああ、うん。観光振興についてだが、現状解決すべき点はいくつもあるかと思う。
そうですね。まずは客車をなんとかしないと。
客車？
はい。客車はものすごく数が不足してるんです。
Most Maitetsu can only afford to keep and maintain the bare minimum number of passenger cars that are absolutely necessary. Naturally, it makes it more difficult for them to give up those passenger cars. When I hear it explained that way, it all seems very logical.
では、どうやって客車を入手するんだ？
8620の改修で車両修理のスキルを持っている方たちと人脈ができましたから。
ああ、なるほど。修理しなければ使えない。そうした客車であれば入手可能かもしれんのか。
はい。ですから私、廃客車を譲ってくれるマイテツさんがいないか当たってみたいと思います。
ならば、その件はよろしく頼む。
That truly is something only Paulette can do. And it is a unique solution to the passenger car problem that we have not seen in Hibiki's or Hachiroku's route. Working my way outward is my new job starting today.
で、客車を入手したとして、そこから先の観光振興にプランはあるのか？
え？
She has the expression as if she has no idea what I just said. I don't think it was that difficult of a question. Paulette then makes a face as if she's just realized it.
もちろん整備だけじゃなく再塗装して内装もできるだけ観光客車にふさわしいものに。
いや、さらに先だ。
さらに先って。
8620が 観光列車として営業運転を開始する。その先、それをどのようにして観光振興につなげるのだ？
だって
Paulette's hands move in a confused manner, thinking she's playing with him. Con follows her hands.
8620が走ったら、それに乗りたい人がわーっと。
Wait. Yeah, so Con is a him. Then why did, if Sotetsu knows that Con is a him, then why did he keep referring to him as it? Unless the him was a typo. And I mean, that would make sense because that's the first time they've actually referred to Con with the pronoun.
ポーレット、例えばだ。遠くマイナーな温泉地に非常に貴重でクラシカルなガソリン自動車があるとして。
あるとして。
それに試乗させてもらえるとしたら、行くか。遠くのマイナーな温泉地にわざわざ。
行きませんけど。だって自動車に興味ないですし。
Neither are the people who made this visual novel.
そう、それだ。今のその気持ち。その気持ちの自動車が世間一般の鉄道だ。
その気持ちって、この気持ち？自動車が鉄道って、あ！
She's surprised. She must have understood, but I can't let my guard down yet. I'll have to explain this to her until the very last word.
世間一般の人間は遠くマイナーな温泉地にまでわざわざ蒸気機関車に乗りには来ないのだ。
それは、そうですね。私、周りの人も結構鉄道好きばっかりで。
We get it. You lived in a bubble.
しかし、例えば草津温泉に SL が走っていれば、当時がてらにそれに乗るという人は多かろう。うん。故にその先、あるいはその他が必要なのだ。
I already found one hole that needs to be filled.
マイナーな温泉地から一歩を踏み出すお人よの魅力。それをどう周知していくか、僕らは考えねばならん。ということで、皆のアイディアをもらえないかと考えた。
The usual faces are at the rail shop. By Paulette's request, Makuda is also present. But no one's bringing up any usable ideas. Usable ideas. Hachiroku and Hibiki both seem to wearing particular expressions. Both seem to be wearing particular expressions. Yeah, that's because Hachiroku and Hibiki realized they weren't picked.
8620の活用についてだ。何か希望などはないのか？
私のお仕事、本文は整備し走らせるところまでですし。
Hachiroku stops there and then stares at Paulette.
ましてお人よのことを私は詳しく知りません。
それもそうか。
That sounds right. Bran is also nodding profusely. The main duty of a rail lord lies on top of the train tracks. So now I ask Hibiki.
響はお人よに詳しかろう。地元で、しかも看板書きで密接に関わっている。
それは、どこで買い物するとか遊ぶとかなら知ってますけど。
Hibiki's line of sight turns to Paulette, but only for a brief moment. Listen, Hibiki can provide very good information when it comes to where to play or go shopping. Alright? It's like, I don't think Hachiroku would know that much about those sorts of information, right? I assume she's a rail lord. The only thing she should care about are where the stations are, right? And maybe act like a semi-tour guide or whatever.
地元だとかえって観光のこととか気にしませんし。ここにいるばい。お人よが地元で観光に詳しいナギ様が。
心強いな。ならば凪様、教えてくれ。
お人よの観光部、球磨川下りで決まりばい。球磨川下りを全面に押し出して宣伝するばい。それはもうやってるんだよ、ナギちゃん。やってて、どんどん観光客さん減ってるの。
Mikami clearly soothes Nagi, possibly from the sad atmosphere. Nagi becomes quiet. Paulette sighs and then tries to follow up by agreeing.
温泉と球磨川下りと球磨焼酎、それでずっと観光 PR はしてるんですけど。
その3つには間違いのない魅力がある。
Yeah, and if hang on, what was it called again? Yeah, if Kuma Shochu isn't bringing in any tourists, then you know you fucked. then nothing will. Never mind. What's more lucrative than alcohol? Never mind. When I state it as a fact, everyone nods.
ならば PR が足りないか、 PR の仕方が悪いかだ。
Everyone also agrees with that, but no one has any opinion beyond that. I'm left without a choice. I didn't want to depend on her, if possible.
枕姉はどうだろう。
In this rare instance, Makoto hesitates. She looks at me, then Paulette, then Hibiki and Hachidoku. Right, yeah, the three girls from that have main routes. She has a bit of a troubled smile and shrugs ever so slightly.
ひーちゃんと86ちゃんは意見なんにもなかと。
Being called out by Makoto, the two of them twitch nervously. They exchange troubled looks. Reluctant, Hachidoku finally speaks, slackly.
今のところはございません。宗哲様のご判断なら尊重いたしたく思います。
Decision? That word isn't right for this time and place, yet Hibiki also nods for some reason. That's because the decision they're talking about is the decision of picking Paulette over Hibiki and Hachidoku. Never mind. Oh, that's right. To Hachidoku and Hibiki, it seems that I chose Paulette over them. See, that's what I mean. That's literally what happened. Looking at it from another perspective, it seems that I didn't accept their suggestion. I thought I had chosen the best paths so that we could continue functioning as a team. But if Hibiki and Hachidoku feel that way, trying to simply talk it over will not bode well. If they respect my choice and want to watch over me, all I need to do is get results and prove that I chose correctly.
そうならそれで。
Makoto makes a quick response and then turns over to me.
あんねえ、そうちゃん。うちも古いお人よの人間やけん。よその人らに何が魅力的に見ゆるやはわからんね。
なあ。
It's so simple.
なるほど。お人よに観光に来る者は、お人よの外の人間なのだな。
Correct. What do you mean? That's literally what a tourist is. There's not some revelation on, oh, now I know what the definition of a tourist means.
ああ、そうですよね。だったらここにいる中でお人よのことをまだ知らないのは、86ちゃんにレイナちゃん、ナビちゃんあたりは人間とはきっと目線がずいぶん違うけんね。
Paulette's line of sight follows Makota's words. Seeing Hachidoku and the others nod makes it seem like an accurate point. In that case,
僕が最も適任となるか。昔も今もほぼお人よの観光をした記憶がない。
look, honestly speaking, yes, Sotetsu would be the best choice. Because what's the best way to understand what a tourist would want to see the most? Is to have someone who is basically a fucking tourist. Which is Sotetsu. Back then, I wasn't in any mental state to enjoy touristy things. Now that I'm back, though, all I'm doing is working.
やあね。
Makoto nods deeply, as if to sigh.
けど、そうちゃん一人じゃ男視点でしか見れんばい。
Is Paulette the other choice?
なるほど。ならば、
Our eyes meet. Paulette's cheeks turn a rosy color. Of course, Paulette's the next choice. Seeing how motivated she is, it makes me want to invite her, despite knowing how busy she is.
ポーレットはどうだ？お人よの観光については。
ああ、実地の方は全然です、私も。お人よに来てから政治と鉄道のことばっかりで。
ならどうだ？僕と一緒に見てみんか。お人よの観光をどのように盛り立てていけばいいかを新しい視点で。はい、
喜んで。なら
Is this the first time we've seen the bubbles overlap? The text, the character portrait circles or whatever they are.
もう、ナギちゃんってば。
Even though she looks like that, she's a boatman from the front lines. Fukami's probably much stronger than she looks. Yes, both of them are. What? He's holding down Nagi by the mouth. That's probably not the best way to hold them back, but, you know, all the while trying to fight her way to freedom.
深見、どうした？
ナギちゃん、うち寄ってから帰る約束してるだけです。
そうか。
ちょっと、それが待ちきれなかったみたいです。
そうか。長引かせては申し訳ないな。
Anyway, it's set. All that's left is to wait for Paulette to make time. Hachiroku and Hibiki still look dissatisfied, but they should be fine. I'm sure they'll understand once we produce results.
ならば、ポーレット。今週のスケジュールをもらえるか。できるだけ早く動きたい。
はい、すぐ持ってきます。
Paulette goes into the back, shuffling all the while. Rena looks to be enjoying herself. Hachiroku and Hibiki, on the other hand, look unhappy. Where's Fukami and Nagi?
おい、深見。ナギの顔色が良くないぞ。
Uh-oh.
ナギちゃん、ナギちゃん。
Fukami killed Nagi. I can't believe this.
「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」 「」
go down to the Ohitoyo Castle ruins, and you'll arrive at City Hall.
記憶にあるより随分と近代化したのだな。
The Ohitoyo Castle ruins, and the Sanomaru ruins, where you can look out over all of Ohitoyo. I had the impression that it was an ordinary countryside town lost in time.
そうですね。梶屋町のあたりの他は古い建物どんどん減っていってますし。
球磨川の流れは雄大で美しくはあるが、それのみでは観光客は呼べぬものか。
川は難しいんですかね。セーヌとかナイル、そのくらい有名じゃないと見に来てもらえないのかも。
Hearing that brings up a doubt in my mind.
セーヌは何故あれほどまでに有名なのだ。ナイルなら世界一長い川だからだろうが。
セーヌこそフランクそのもの。世界最高の芸術の都、パルイスの中心にして源だからですよ。
中心にして源。
はい、パルイスはもともとセーヌの中州にある島から発展していったんです。
おう。
パルイスの発展とともに、あまたの詩が、歌が、そして絵画が生まれます。
And as if to recite a poem or sing a song herself, Paulette connects her words in a string. The bountifulness of her love for her other hometown can be seen. For her other hometown.
無数の芸術がセーヌをたたえ、セーヌは美しく流れ、その積み重ねがセーヌの名を高めたんだと思います。
芸術か。
Hibiki's face crosses my mind, and the art surely does impress me. That art surely does impress me. But I don't know if that impression is shared by the general public. And she's not a famous artist right now.
球磨川がその例に倣うとしても、何百年の時が必要となってしまうか。
そうですよね。一朝一夕にはなかなか。
となると、なあ。
I think of something. What's important is not the length of art. It's being the world's best at something.
何か世界一は無理としても、日の本一はないかな。球磨川なり、お人よなりに。
そうですよね。日の本一は明快な看板になりますよね。
うん。それはどんなに単純なものでもいいと思う。
We have the Kuma River hot springs and Kuma Shochu, and we're adding steam locomotives to the mix. We need one eye-catching billboard to connect them all, to create a synergistic effect. I mean, look, it's true, right? The only reason people would tour a place is to see something that they wouldn't be able to in where they live, right? So they're getting they're catching on to what tourists to the reason why people tour places. What? Yeah.
けど、統計的な面、数字面ではなかったように思います。
As expected from the current mayor, she answers quickly without even looking at the data.
ならば、歩いて見つけるしかない。一番可能性がありそうなのは、梶屋町あたりか。
かもしれませんね。お人よで一番古い場所ですし。
ならば、向かおう。
Paulette and I walk side by side, without Reina in between, and without Hachiroku with us. We get it. It's like a date or something. We can walk naturally without having to match our stride to someone else's. Possibly because our strides are similar, it feels comfortable.
日曜だというのに、観光客の姿がほとんど見えないな。
But there are good and bad parts. For our pace to be quick, being able to walk so smoothly is actually quite bad for a tourism spot.
人の数よりキジ馬の数の方が多いくらいですね。
ああ。
What the fuck are they? I realize when she mentions it, there are these Kijuma toys scattered all over the street. These traditional woodworkings look like carp streamers with wheels. They come in all sizes and are charming in their own way.
キジ馬もじっくり見れば可愛いものだが。
街中に散らばりすぎてるから、あっという間に見慣れちゃうんですよね。
That's true. I didn't quite notice that until she mentions it.
でも、キジ馬の数くらいには勝てないとダメですよね。いくら観光客さんがエアクラ移動してるって言っても。
だよな。その影響も大きいのだよな。エアクラ交通は移動コストを激減させるから。
The effect was significant. Yep.
そうなんですよね。だから観光は滞在型より周遊型の方が圧倒的になっちゃって。
現状、宿泊地に選ばれるほどの強みを持たんお人よは、短時間の観光で通過されてしまう。というわけか。
有力な温泉地が多すぎるんですよ、九州。
しかし、この人通りを見る限り、短時間の観光スポットとしてもあまりに寂しいぞ。
Look, I'm sure Ohitoyo would be great for tourism. It's just the thing holding them back is advertising. Alright? Exactly like me. What?
それはきっとタイミングですよ。今はたまたま他の見どころに行っちゃってるんじゃないですか？
見どころ？
私も実際にはまだ行けてないとこが多いんですけど。
Paula opens up the illustrated map. It makes me happy seeing how prepared she is.
お人よ上司、球磨川下り発船所の他だと、右太一酒造元もそうですよね。
ああ、蔵の一部を見学コースとして開放しているとは聞くな。
Still, there are very few people who actually go. If Makoto's the guide, I'm sure there are a lot of people who enjoy seeing the brewery. Listen, I don't think they're going... I don't think they're going, just to see the brewery, alright?
お味噌、お醤油の鎌田さんも見学できるスポットですし、あと、ここ、山水園さんのお茶蔵。ここが、お人よで一番古い現存建造物とされてます。確か、築130年とか140年とか。
130 years. That's old, really. But it doesn't compare to the 2,000-year history of the ancient capital.
古い建物があまりないのは大戦の影響か？
もうあると思います。お人よは熊本市内みたいに直接の大空襲は受けてないですけど、それでも
戦災の傷跡から立ち上がるためか。
The damage most likely, the damages must not have been as bad as Okinawa. Still, Kyushu likely suffered quite a bit in its own right. To override it, in order to recover, I understand that feeling more than anyone.
歴史方面での日の本一は無理そうだな。が、見どころとあらば、とにもかくにも見てみよ
そうですね。
We walk side by side again. The wind carries the smell of the Kuma River, giving us a comfortable feeling.
あ、そうてつくん。
う。お、人だかりだな。
That's rare. Both of us start to walk toward it. They're in school uniforms, so perhaps they're on a school trip. That's beyond the crowd. What's beyond the crowd? Some sort of shop stall?
おお、市長さん。あら、デート？
How scandalous.
デートじゃありません。残念ですけど。
Unfortunately, okay. You said that part out loud, Paulette. The middle-aged woman is very congenial.
こちらはポーレットのお知り合いか？
Yeah, I remember you. You were at the start of Hibiki's route. You made her the intro. You look. All I'm saying is that the start of Hibiki's route was very boring because of her.
あ、はい。ご紹介させてくださいね。
Upon hearing Paulette with 3 T's say that, the middle-aged woman looks at me and smiles.
こちらは長山のり子さん。幽霊寺、永山寺のご住職の奥様です。
Yeah, and he's only relevant in Hachidoku's route. Maybe in Paulette's route. We haven't gotten far enough into it yet to determine. The Ghost Temple. Ah, that place is another tourist location. The word ghost is a bit too strong for me, so I always avoided that place.
はじめまして、長山です。君は8620の機関士さんよね。
はい、右田宗哲と申します。僕をご存知とは、見学会にご参加くださったんですか？
うん、私も鉄道が好きだから。
ああ、それでポーレットとお知り合いに。
And to that, Paula and Mrs. Nagayama both smile softly.
それでは、長山さんもマイ鉄なのですか？
うん、私はこれ。
While saying that, Mrs. Nagayama starts pouring some starchy liquid into a round hot plate. Some starchy hot liquid. She skillfully spreads it and drops some cream, bananas, and strawberry on top. When she wraps it up and stuffs it into some paper wrappers, she made a crepe. Fucking starchy liquid. It's some way to that's one way to describe crepe batter.
はーい、お待たせ。350円。
ありがとう。はい、350円ちょうどばい。
はーい、毎度ありがとうね。
After handing it over, the group of tourists, laugh happily as they walk away. They're speaking in Kumamoto dialect. That means they're not tourists. So don't call them tourists.
毎度ということは、地元の学園生なのですか？
うん、お得意さん。毎週来てくれてるわね。
ならば、毎週ここでクレープ屋を？
そうそう、その話だったわね。
Her hands move deftly as she makes 2 more crepes in the blink of an eye. One with strawberry sauce and the other white with chocolate.
私は強いて言うなら食べ鉄ね。自分で作る方がもっと好きだけど。
Eater enthusiast. She hands out both crepes, so I let Paulette choose first. Just as I thought, she reaches for the strawberry one, so I take the chocolate one.
壁鉄とは。
列車に乗って駅弁やその土地の名産を食べることを主とするタイプの鉄道ファンね。
Okay. Hang on. First of all, BGM, put that down a bit. Nagayama, put you up 10%. I don't know why it took me so long to, but yeah, she's a bit too quiet, and the music's a bit too loud, especially when she's speaking.
鉄も本当にいろいろですね。
If I tried to pay for it, I had a feeling she'd refuse, so I gladly accepted her gift. I bring the crepe to my mouth, and a sweet fragrance goes up my nose and into my brain. True.
これは実にうまいですね。僕はあまり甘いものを好んでは食べんのですが。
But this is really good. Honestly, how should I say this? The crepe itself was really good.
もちもちふわふわしてるのに、端だけ薄くパリッとしていて、いやー、これは実に。
I could feel myself smiling at how good this is. I know it's stupid, but I can't help it.
これこそ、まさに疑似馬ですな。
I didn't think Paulette would have that much of a reaction to his pun. The stupid joke must have gotten to her. Paulette tries to hold back laughter and pushes her face into her crepe.
ああ、すまん。
Thankfully, the damage was limited to just the tip of her nose. The damage. Okay, stop. I wiped the whipped cream with my finger. Paulette is not beating the allegations with this one. She's not on a date with Sotetsu? Yeah, tell that to the press. Paulette blushes suddenly. Hearing that teasing voice, I realize what I've just done.
ああ、すまん。気安すぎたな。妹がいたのでついつい。
いいえ、ありです。全然、来やすいの歓迎です。
Don't worry. Don't worry, Paulette. He just sees you as his sister. And considering what route I just finished, you can take that in a good way or a bad way.
そうか？ならばよかった。
やっぱりデートじゃないの。
No, it's scouting, I swear.
いいえ、そうじゃなくて。
なくって？
That fucking smug look. Paula just fidgets with her hands for a while. She's blushing bright red and can't seem to find the right words.
観光振興の看板を探していたのです。例えば、何か日の本一となるもの。
When I explain the situation in detail, she makes a sigh as if disappointed. This person is very candid, it seems. Then again, if she weren't like that, the wife of a monk wouldn't run a crepe shop in her spare time.
ないでしょ。日の本一。あったら歴代市長がとっくに看板にしてるわよ。
I mean, yeah. This place is like good at a lot of things, but they're not best at anything, right? They're like the jack of all trades of towns, of Japan towns, of Japanese towns.
ああ、それはそう。
They like have a really good brewery. They have a really good hot springs. They have really good historical landmarks or whatever, right? But they're never the best at any of them.
いや、
We might not have one right now, but yeah, the fucking train. They've got 8620.
長山さんはクレープ以外の料理もお得意なのですか？
Don't bring Nagayama into this, alright?
それはもう、だって長山さん、 旧蹄鉄では食堂車勤務してらしたんですから。
ああ、本職の方だったのですか。
No wonder. Makes sense why the crepes taste so good. My hopes begin to inflate.
では、駅弁などにもお詳しい。
ああ、そう。それ、私もお願いしたいって思ってたんです。名物駅弁。
あ、任せてくれるなら歓迎。駅弁一度はやってみたいし。SL のでしょ？
はい、8620を主体とした観光列車の。
どんな観光列車にするの？どんな駅弁を作ればいいの？
細かなことはこれから詰めていきますが、作っていただきたい駅弁ならば決まっています。
And you can't make a yakitori, you can't make the passenger car yakitori, yakitori, yakiniku, they're basically the same thing. Just, the only difference is the meat. You can't make it a yakiniku's passenger car, because that's Hachidoku's route. Mrs. Nagayama continues rolling out the crepe mix, and takes a pastry bag with chocolate cream inside. Is using that as her memo pad. This person is quite an interesting one.
まずは、お人よらしいこと、その魅力を伝える駅弁であること。
お人よらしさ。
She writes up words with the pastry bag filled with chocolate cream. Kuma River, Shochu, water, ghosts. Nagayama is expressing herself with her writing.
そして、日の本一。
日の本一？
Her writing with the chocolate cream stops. What is she writing on, though? Because it can't be a crepe, right? Because if it was a crepe, she'd either have some runny fucking batter as the memo pad, or she's cooking the crepe right now. Yes. This is the most important part. I'd rather have her write that in bold red letters with strawberry cream. That'd be pink letters, but sure.
日の本で一番、多くの人に食べられる駅弁を目指してください。
Oh, I was not paying attention to the bar at the bottom. Maitetsu.
なるほど。駅弁とはいいところに目をつけましたね。
The tea that Reverend Akai brews is always good. It must be the method, but the fragrance of the tea leaves seems, tea leaves itself is second to none.
大廃線が訪れ、鉄道駅というもの自体が激減しても、駅弁は未だ愛され続けています。
Yokokawa's kettle rice, Nishi Akashi's octopus rice, Osha Manbe's crab rice, Hitachi Daigo's shamo rice. Look, just because I fucking know Japanese doesn't mean this isn't any easier to fucking pronounce. Izu Denshi Moda. Izu Denshi Denshi Moda's red bream rice. These station lunchboxes were of stations that are now defunct, but the lunchboxes themselves still live.
駅が滅びて、駅弁のみが生き残りますか。
But then, why are you still calling them fucking ekiben when there isn't fucking any eki to the bento?
駅弁にはそれほどの力があるのでしょうね。
But there is no station. It's just Ben, and no one wants to call their lunchboxes Ben.
帝都だと駅弁フェアとかたくさんだって聞きますけど。
ああ、確かに。言われてみればそうだったかもしれん。
I never really wanted to go eat station lunchboxes myself. Even though I barely have any interest, when I see them at department stores, I do notice them.
もし仮に日の本一売れる駅弁を作れれば、そうしたフェアのすべてがお人よの宣伝になる。
His gentle voice compliments us. I feel a bit thankful since I had not even thought that far ahead.
生きた SL に乗って日の本一の駅弁を食べられる。僕はそれが叶えば観光資源になると思っただけでした。
確かに観光資源の有力な一つになりそうですね。
はい。
Is saying one of sounds to me like it on its own isn't enough. His saying one of sounds to me like it on its own isn't enough. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I was confused. Either way, we have a start with the station lunchboxes. If we don't plant our feet on the first step, we'll go astray for the next.
お人よらしい駅弁をと考えています。それで木地馬についてご教示いただきたくお邪魔いたしました。
おや、その話をどなたから？
長山夫人、永山寺のご住職の奥様からです。
ああ、雲山さんの奥さんですか。
Reverend Akai nods and then picks up his teacup to drink.
でしたら納得です。この社と木地師との縁は広く知られていませんから。
記事誌って？
You and Paulette doesn't have such a wide knowledge of Japan. Reverend Akai ignores that question and turns to me instead.
相鉄くんはご存知ですか？
木工の技術を持った流浪の職人でしたか。良質の木材を得るため定住せず森から森を渡り歩く。
良い答えです。辞書を引けばおそらくそのようなことが書いてありましょうかね。
She raises her hand slightly. Reverend Akai nods to her, and Paulette asks in a bashful way.
間違っていたら恥ずかしいんですけど、その記事師さんが作った馬で記事馬なんですか？
おう。
I see. I hadn't considered that. Not having the knowledge of something also means you don't have any preconceived notions.
そういう説もあります。
Reverend Akai stands up and brings a couple of wooden toys from decorated chests to Kiji Uma's.
わあ、かわいい。
木地師由来とも言われる日の本各地の民芸品です。昔は子供に与えられたおもちゃだったのでしょう。
Whale Kuruma, Dog Kuruma, Sea Bream Kuruma, Quail Kuruma. What? It's not Kuruma. Wait, yeah, it is Kuruma. They all had something similar to the Kiji Uma. The fuck is that name? Thanks for following ASAEQFGWYEVVE. I think I just summoned a fucking demon or something.
同じような構造なのになぜ木地馬だけ車ではなく馬と呼ばれるのでしょうか。
それにはいくつかの説があります。まず、木地車が木地馬となまったというもの。
キジ車、キジ車、キジ熊、キジ馬。まあ、あるかもと言われればそうかもですが。
This shit is like very Japanese focused. And like, if you don't know shit about Japanese, you can't follow what the fuck is going on. Like me, I know some things. It does not help in this situation. I swear that username must have been randomly pressing keys on the keyboard. Yeah. So I'm a bit sus about the person behind the account. But you know, until they start advertising some bullshit like Streambot website or whatever, they'll be fine. It'll be fine.
次に、キジ馬は単なる馬車であるという説。それがキジにも見えたゆえ、キジ馬車からキジ馬に。
でも、それだとやっぱりキジ車になるんじゃ。他の車たちもキジ師さんが作ってるんですよね。
Like, all I'm saying is with this section, I would dread to be the fucking translator I'm trying to translate this part to make it palatable for a Western audience. And look, all I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if they just gave up and then just directly translated it, right? Paulette and I are both not convinced. Reverend Akai smiles at us and then nods.
もう一つ、興味深い説もあります。キジ馬は、キジ師があえて残した足跡であるというものです。
あえて残した。ということは、キジ師たちが訪れた場所場所にキジ馬を伝えていったのですか？
あくまで一説。異説ですが。
The Reverend stands up and brings another wooden toy that looks like a Kijiuma. Although supposedly a Kijiuma, it looks extremely plain and resembles a horse more than anything.
九州の各所にもこうしたキジ馬が伝わっているのをご存知ですか？
Their Twitch page literally looks like the default new page. Interesting. I mean, look. Let me see. Actually, I can do this. Slash user. This one. I think this works. Yeah, literally, account created 1 hour ago. So, you know, all I'm saying is that I don't think they're a real person.
いえ、僕は知りません。
福岡にもあるっていうことは聞いたことあります。
よくご存知ですね。他には大分、鹿児島、佐賀などにも見られます。
おお、九州の半分以上ではないですか。
That's an interesting story, but...
ならば、お人よの特産としては売りが弱くなりますか。
Bot accounts can follow random Twitch streamers now. I mean, yeah, they probably sorted from like lowest viewing. So yeah, but the funny part is that it says their account was suspended like an hour ago, even though they just followed 5 minutes ago. So something isn't adding up.
いえいえ、お人よほどに古いキジ馬が数多く残っている土地はありません。
Reverend Akai leans forward at me ever so slightly.
木地氏は森林職能者であると同時に、山岳信仰における宗教職能者でもありました。
山岳信仰？
山そのものや山に連なる自然を神格とする信仰だ。
あ、神道、八百万ず？
講義にとれば確かに。が、山岳信仰の信仰対象は山と、それに連なる自然たちに特化しています。
と。
Paulette's somewhat confused. It would be better to go in order one by one.
山岳信仰の宗教者であれば、山伏がよく知られている。映像を見たことはないか？ホラ貝を持って、白装束で。
あ、山伏はわかります。あの人たちが山岳信仰の人？
そうですね。山伏は山中の修験、修行をもって山と一体化し、悟りを得ることを目的とする信仰者です。
はい。
片や木地氏は山や森といった自然を下ろすよりしろ、すなわち面を作ることにより信仰を示しました。
面ですか？それは仏師が仏像を作るようなものでしょうか？
そうですね。そうして作られた面は祈祷の対象として、あるいは舞に、あるいは呪術に用いられたそうです。
なるほど。
It seems to connect.
ひょっとして赤い阿蘇神社の特徴である鬼面作りというのは？
ご存知でしたか？その通りです。
I'm a satisfied nod.
あの鬼面は木地師によって奉納されたものだそうです。この社は木地師たちの社だったのかもしれません。
だからお人よという土地にも多くの古い木地馬が残されているのですか？
かもしれませんね。
This is quite interesting. We should definitely make one of the station lunchbox make one of the station lunchbox motifs, the Kiji Uma. We could use paper wrappers with that design, and then put some sort of text describing the connection between Kiji Uma and Ohitoyo on it.
ポーレット、これは素晴らしい話をお伺いさせていただいたな。
本当に。
Paulette's cheeks are flush. Her voice is a bit tense.
宮司さん。つかぬことをお尋ねしますけど、その辺に関する資料などはありますか？
奉納の記録なら古い邦画帳に残っております。ネギの日記などにも関連の記述がありましたね、確か。
でしたら、赤い阿蘇神社、私、前から思ってたんですけど。
She swallows to prepare what she's about to say.
有形文化財指定の推薦、行わせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか？
文化財指定。
She surprises me, though she is the mayor, after all. Though she is the mayor, after all. That is an idea I hadn't even thought of. If we could obtain the cultural property designation, Akai Aso Shrine, and the rest of Ohitoyo would gain much more fame.
いや、確かにこの社は歴史ある建造物ではありますが。
文化的な価値、ものすごく高いです。
She declares, this is Paulette we're talking about.
さっき見た、たくさんのなんとか車って、日の本全土に散っているものなんですよね。
それはそうですが。
なら、そうしたものが残っている土地も含めて調査すれば、記事師たちの技術の変遷や流れがきっと明らかになる。
記事詩文化と、その集積地としてのお人よ。赤い阿蘇神社。
An impressed murmur followed by a nod.
ここと記事師とのつながりはあまり知られていないと先ほど宮司さんはおっしゃってましたよね。
ええ。
それは、つまりは誰も調査していないということ。知らず埋もれさせてしまうのは良くないです、これ。
良くないとは、学術的な意味ででしょうか。
その通りです。
Baroness returns to her voice. Her words of excitement are being thoroughly examined.
今日ある資料が明日には焼却されるかもしれない。歴史や文化の記録調査は時間との争いですから。
なるほど。
Reverend Akaya nods deeply. Why is there a period between nods and deeply? He keeps his head down, and then turns to Paulette while maintaining the position. He then bows to Paulette. Well, he was bowing before, but sure.
もう開かれた心持ちです。
But Paulette looks confused.
もう開かれた？
It means to be ridden of ignorance. But it'd be rude of me to consider Reverend Akai ignorant.
良いことに気づかせてもらった。と解釈しておけば良いと思う。
そんな、とんでもないです。けど、それなら。
ええ。文化財指定の推薦の件、こちらからお願いいたしたく思います。
ありがとうございます。明日にでも文化財課から担当者を送るよう手配します。
よろしくお願いいたします。あと、そうだ。
Reverend Akai suddenly turns to me.
古い資料でしたら、タイトさんにお譲りしたものもあります。
タイトさんにですか？
ええ。あの方は、お人よと鉄道とを愛しておられた。その二つを復活させるため、手を尽くしておられた。
はい。
I nod deeply. I know that better than anyone here.
記事史関係のものがまだ右手に残っていれば、きっと何かの助けになるでしょう。
Oh shit, it's candlelight. Hello. I'm doing fine.
タイトさんの蔵書の中に、なら、まだあるかもしれません。
It's been a while since I've seen you in my chat.
それは何よりです。
ありがとうございます。
I bow, and it makes me realize how funny my ignorance is. The saying darkest under the lamppost goes too well here.
言われてみればあの蔵書。資料群こそヒントの山だ。気づかなかった自分が、いささか恥ずかしくあります。
私もです。あの資料群なら前にも見せていただいてるのに。
I turn around and our eyes meet, and our eyes met. Our voices also overlap at almost the same time. I rarely appear on Twitch, been busy with stuff IRL. Damn. So I haven't even been able to watch Sweetly's streams.
もう開かれた心持ちです。
もう開かれた心持ちです。
The room next to the one I was given, Taito's collection, and other materials are stuffed in that room. Nope. Well, that's unfortunate. A real shame. Paulette, Reina, and me, the three of us, have been holed up in here for 4 hours already.
結構あるものだな。
This is the 11th book, including the one with the traditional Japanese binding. And then there are another 6 documents. I glance at Paulette to see her looking intently at a scroll next to a small mountain of books. Since she's looking inside, she must have finished her search for now. Oldest following, oldest viewer, I don't know. She did say that she was good at repetitive tasks. I still haven't checked even half of the parts I'm responsible for. It must have noticed my gaze. Paulette looks up and rolls up the scroll.
相鉄くんもそんなにですか？ここの資料、本当にすごい量ですね。
ああ、
I was intent on helping Paulette, but I'm just wasting her time. I feel a bit sorry, but the negative feeling dissipates when I see her smile.
これだけあれば、きっと調査にも本腰を入れてもらえるって思います。
She sounds and looks super happy. So much so that I'm able to get in touch with my own motivation again. I move my idle hands, which in turn allows me to talk smoother.
しかし、文化財指定というアイディアには驚いた。
そんな、前々から役所で出ていただけのお話です。
そうした話をあのタイミングで切り出せるのも実力だ。
Reverend Takai has a very conservative personality. If we told him that it was for tourism or advertisement, he would have flat out refused.
お人よのこと、文化のこと。普段から興味を持たぬものでは、ああいう話は出てこない。
I'm super tired today, SMH. I'm super tired every day, so, you know, I relate.
そんな、私、ただ、鉄道が好きなだけですから。
いや、それは知っているが。
Her love of the railway and her knowledge and interest in culture. That doesn't connect in my mind, and I also think I misheard her there.
私、ただただ鉄道が好きで、鉄道旅行が好きで、日の本のことも好きで、もっともっと知りたくて。
I almost think I misheard her there. Yeah. I feel the same. No, I feel an even stronger passion in her voice than when she talked about the Seine.
だから、土地と土地とのつながりとか、そういうことにも自然と興味を持つようになっただけのことなんです。
なるほど。少し理解できたように思う。
Looking at it now, it makes me high-minded too. I honestly want to learn from her virtues.
ポーレットは学級肌であるのだな。興味あることを突き詰めていくのが好きなのだ。
学級肌なんてそんないいものじゃないですよ。好きなこと、もっと知りたくなるの普通だと思うし。
I hear a small swallowing sound.
その好きが、私多分しつこいんです。長く続くっていうか、ずっと飽きない。それだけです。
一途であり、愚直であることは、何かを成すために、おそらく大事なことだろう。
It's something that Taito also had. His fortune and that he diligently built is now helping us greatly.
僕などは簡単に意見を変えてしまうからな。ポーレットの言うしつこさが少し眩しい。
相鉄くんは、だから強いんですよ。
And An unexpected word makes my head turn. Makes me turn my head. Paulette's blue eyes are also looking at me.
固執しないで。間違っていると確信したら、すぐやめる。どんなに強い痛みでも、それを恨みに固まらせない。
My heart jumps. Those eyes and words seem to drag me into the past. They overlap with a precious memory in my past.
相鉄くんが変えるのは、意見ではなく、過ちです。
ポーレット。
Fuck. Thank you.
相鉄くんが変えるのは、意見ではなく、過ちです。私には、だから相鉄くんの強さが、眩しい。
I don't know where that evaluation came from. Does Paulette know my past self? Who knows? I should have just asked, but the words refused to come out of my mouth.
どうしました？相鉄くん。
Fearing is meaningless. Whether or not Paulette knows my past, it doesn't affect what we've done now. What we're doing now. At least, I don't think so.
ポーレット。
That's why I tear out those words, so that I can turn toward what I must.
僕は君に聞きたいことが一つ。
ポーレット、ちょっといいですか？
Saved by the Rainer.
レイナ、どうしたの？
Deep in the room, Rainer's voice snaps us out of it. Our focus should be turned to the books and materials right now. Why did we lose sight of something so simple? I didn't even have a good command of myself.
レイナ、面白いものを見つけちゃいました。え、なになに？
Paulette turns around and then heads to the back where Raina is. It's no surprise. It's no surprise. We're looking for the Kijishi, Kijiuma, and Ohitoyo. Raina's looking for anything railway related.
ですね、これ地図って書いてあるんですけど。
Raina comes over with light footsteps. She spreads out her arms to show us.
ほう、古地図か。お人よの。いや、もっと広域のものか。
大正の頃のものでしょうかね。蹄鉄湯ノ井線って、ほら、ここ。
大廃線のはるか以前か。ああ。鉄道路線は九州を網羅していたのだな。
Saga, Nagasaki, Kumamoto, Kagoshima, Miyazaki, Oita. Every place was accessible by railway. The unbroken black and white lines show the glory of the old days.
ですね。それで、これなんです。
Raina points at a single section with some familiar words.
術船動液。そうか。この頃にはまだ廃液ではないのだな。
あれ？これ。ね。
Paulette and Raina both look each other in the eye. Her blue eyes then turn to me. I don't understand what there was to get.
何かだ？
あ、これ、この線です。
Now that she mentions it, there is a line going from the Jutsusen coal mine station above the Jutsusen cave text, and then to a map symbol of a mine. The line resembles a suture, which I think is
私鉄か。 これは。
はい。その可能性が極めて高いと思います。きっと、鉱山鉄道ですよ。
鉱山鉄道。
When I repeat what she said, Rena jumps up as if to affirm it.
はい。いいですよね。レイナ、そこでも走ってみたかったです。
走る。どうなのだ。できるのか。例えば、実際にキハレイナーで。
A blank stare. She then shakes her head as if apologizing.
もう、とっくの昔に廃線されてますよ。術船炭鉱廃液の近くに、そんな設備は。
近くになくても奥ならどうだ。術船炭鉱までにレールは残ってないのか。
それは、私にはわかりません。
ならば、いや、その前に。
I crouch down to match my line of sight with Reina's. I'll have to confirm this or else it'll all go to waste.
鉱山鉄道というものは、レールの幅が異なっていたりするものなのか。
普通は、わざわざゲージを変えたりしませんよ。その方が、いろいろ便利ですから。
だよな。
Bullet's voice. It seems to be a mix of astonishment and happiness.
ひょっとして相鉄くん、伏線を考えているんですか？
レールの幅が同じであれば、乗り入れなどもできるようになるんだよな。
はい。もしも線路が状態よく残ってれば、そことつなげてポイント整備するだけですから。
状態よく残っていれば、どうかな。面白いのではないかと考えている。
Tracks are made of high quality iron. Someone may have already stolen them. What? The aircraft can't function around the Jutsen coal mine. I already figured. We found out. We knew about that from the common route. Yeah. But with the railways defunct, it'd be extremely difficult to take them. That's why I have a feeling the forest still has them.
例えば、体験採掘できる炭鉱などとして、観光振興の一つと持っていくのはどうだろう。
Who the fuck is gonna steal some big fuck off like road tracks?
いいと思います。少しでも石炭取れたら、86ちゃんのご飯の助けにもなりますし。
A playful smile paints her face while she nods deeply.
それより何より、今時鉄道で鉱山まで行けるのって、どうかな。鉄道に興味ない人にも面白い？
And even if you do steal the tracks, how are you gonna sell it off?
僕は面白そうだと感じているが。
Paulette suddenly becomes worried. Influenced by her worry, timidness overtakes the tone of my voice. It's true that I've become much more knowledgeable of the railways in a short span of time, thereby increasing my interest in them.
そこは相談をしてみよう。響や深見、枕ねえあたりの意見は参考になろう。
はい、そうですよね。
Paulette pats Raina on the head to congratulate her on the find. Paulette quickly starts gathering the materials she found.
なら、スケジュールを確認しましょう。打ち合わせ、できるだけ早い方がいいと思います。
うん。